Hello, my name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaded Path, and today is Thursday, October 18th, 2018. I am so excited because I can finally tell you a big secret that I've had to remain very tight-lipped about. So I don't know if many of you know or not, but I am part of the Starman Trendsetter team. Basically what happens is every year Starman sends out a casting call, and we fill out applications, and they pick a group of trendsetters or designers from around the world, and every so often they send us beads and products that they have produced. And then we, in turn, create wonderful new designs for you guys to do. And one of the awesome things that the trendsetters do is we actually participate in a workshop called the Holiday Workshop. And this comes out every year right around the holidays. This is this year's info for the 2018 Holiday Workshop. And I'm so excited because I have not one, but 2 patterns in this year's Holiday Workshop box. And one of those patterns I'm going to get to show you today, and I cannot wait. Basically, the Holiday Workshop patterns are, normally there's 12, so mine's going to start it off. So the other 11 patterns are going to be great, quick and easy holiday projects that you're going to be able to give as gifts or whatever you want to do with them. But the whole point is to get you to visit your local bead store or your favorite bead retailer to get these patterns. The cool thing is Starman is going to go ahead today and release my pattern completely free to you guys. You can actually visit the Starman Facebook page, you can visit my website, or you can visit this link right here below me to actually find the pattern completely free. The other 11 projects, you will have to visit either your local bead store or, like I said, one of your favorite bead retailers to receive those patterns. A lot of different companies like to host parties with these or special promotions throughout the holiday season. So if you have a local bead store or your favorite bead retailer, please ask them to be a part of this Starman Holiday Workshop so that you can receive these 11 patterns. Now, if you want to see pictures of the other 11 patterns, and one of them being mine, you can find those on the Starman Beads Facebook page. But again, like I said, to get the patterns, you will need to visit your LBS or your favorite bead retailer. Now, on to my project, which is called the Frozen Tundra Bracelet. This bracelet is component based. It's really great because you literally only use 3 different kinds of beads, and this project works up very, very quickly. It works up so quickly that I have tons of color samples to show you. But the 3 beads that you are going to need about 3 grams of a Czechmate diamond bead. And if you don't know what that is, I am going to happily show you here in just a minute. Basically, it is a flat diamond shape that has 2 holes in it. For my size bracelet, I'm going to need about 28 of those beads. You're going to need 3.5 to 4 grams of a size 11 Toho seed bead. You are going to need 28 6mm fire polish beads. I'm going to use a clasp, some jump rings. You can use either a size 10 or a size 12 needle, whichever one you feel comfortable with. And then the really cool thing about this whole project, it's going to take right at 3 yards of thread, so it's not too much. So that way it's really, really good, quick, and productive. So I'm going to go ahead and get my materials together, and then I'm going to show you all the different color samples that we have, including one that Nicole Starman herself actually beaded to test the pattern. And so I'm going to get all this together and we'll get started. So here is the Frozen Tundra bracelet that I'm going to show you how to make today. This one is the picture that is actually on the pattern so that you can see that. And now I'm going to show you all the color samples that I have. This one here is the one that really started it all. This one is using saturated gray fire polish beads. My diamond is everywhere you see the blue. So you're going to see it in the center of the component, and you're going to see it as a connection between the components. This blue is the ultraviolet, I believe, in there, and then the 11O is a nickel. The next color sample that I really have enjoyed, it looks really, I don't know, it's, there we go, okay, it's more of like a peachy pink color, but this is the saturated peach fire polish bead, a champagne diamond, and then my 11s are the perma-finish galvanized sweet blush. This color here has been a favorite of anyone who has looked on my desk the last couple of days. This is really pretty in person. It is the 6mm Halo Azurite. The 11s are my Gold Line Rainbow Black Diamond, and then the Czechmate diamonds are a dark bronze. So they are very pretty when you actually see this one in person. This orange one to me screams fall. It is the Halo Sandalwood for the 6mm, the metallic iris in the diamonds, and then my 11s are a saturated pink. And then this color scheme here is the one that Nicole did actually. And this color scheme, let me see if she tells. Okay, the diamonds are the metallic ultraviolet. The 11s are the perma-finished galvanized golden fleece. And your fire polish is saturated metallic blooming dahlia. So those are the colors that are used in all of these samples. And then what I'm going to show you today is sort of out there for me. I will admit that. But it's absolutely gorgeous. This is a saturated chartreuse for my 6mm, a suede purple for my diamond, and a suede green for my 11O. This one is really fun and vibrant. So as you can see, I am using my little bead tray that I received from lakesidejewelry.etsy.com again this week. Just kind of using it to keep my beads separated so that way I don't have to worry about them rolling away as I try to show you what I'm going to show you. But to start off, we actually start in the center of our component. So I'm going to be picking up a diamond and an 11 4 times. If you pick up the 11, it's okay. Either way, you're going to have a diamond and an 11 4 times. This is a component-based project, so everything is done, each component is done and then connected together. So you can see I started with a diamond and I ended with an 11. Now I'm going to pull this down and leave myself just a little bit of thread here. And normally what I do is I cut a yard of thread and then I work off that yard to make several components, so that way I don't have to keep threading and unthreading my needle. Now from the tail thread, I'm going to go back through all 8 of those beads one more time. I'm going to pull it, and then I'm going to tie these 2 threads together here. Once I have these beads tied, then this is what my piece will look like. You're going to take your needle and go through the diamond right next to your knot. Then we want to do a step up. So to do that step up, I'm going to come to the same diamond, but to the upper hole, and I'm going to work in the opposite direction. So right now my thread is coming out of the top of this inside hole, and I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to come down through the outside hole of the same diamond. I'm actually going to flip it just so that I can work in a counterclockwise. So my thread is coming out of the diamond here. You want to pick up 1/6 millimeter and go through the outside hole of the next diamond. And we're going to do this all the way around. A 6 millimeter and go through the outside hole. And as of right now, it's still going to be floppy. So don't worry too much about that. And then I've got my last 6 millimeter, and I'm going to come through this top hole of the very first diamond that I started with. Now, when you pull it tight, it's going to cup up. So whichever way it cups, you can see here how it's done. Doesn't matter, just continue on that direction. Okay, so now I'm going to continue to go through the first bead in my set of 4 that I added. And then I'm going to pick up 3 11s. I'm going to go through the next 6 millimeter. So in essence, I'm skipping the diamond and going through the 6 millimeter. We're going to do this all the way around, picking up 3 11s, going through the next 6 millimeter. Now once I've gone through all of those beads, this is what my piece will look like. And then I'm going to continue on through 2 of my first set of 3. So in essence, I'm coming out of that middle bead there. I'm going to pick up 3 11s. And I'm coming out right here. So I'm going to come to the next 11 here in the center. And I'm going to go right through that 11. So when you do that, your beads are going to lay kind of at a diagonal. Then we want to pick up 3 11s. And we are going to go through the middle seed bead of the next set of 3. And what that's going to do is that's going to make a little A shape or V shape here, whichever way you look at it, against these diamonds and your 6 millimeter. So we're going to continue this all the way around, picking up 3 11s and then coming through the next 11 here in the center, and then 3 11s and coming through the center 11 of my next set of 3. 3 11s, go through the center 11 here, 3 11s, and you go through the center bead of the next set of 3. So I only have one set here and one little piece here to add, and then I will have the top complete. So 3 11s, and I'm going to go through the middle bead, and then 3 more 11s, and this time I'm going to do exactly like I've been doing. I'm going to go through this middle bead of the set of 3, which is going to be the very first bead that I started the top embellishments with. And if your beads want to be ornery like mine are, there we go. All right, so now we are going to continue on through 1 more 11 and your 6 millimeter. So I'm going to kind of pull this 11 out of the way so that way I don't have to worry about it. Now if you want, you can go ahead and you can get rid of that tail thread. So you are done with that piece. And the very first component that I do, I actually go ahead and attach one end of where I'm going to put my clasp. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one here for you now. So to add the end, I'm going to add 2 11s, a diamond, if I can get it here, a diamond, and you can do 6, however many of the 11s that you want to do. I'm going to do 6. And then I'm going to let these beads drop down. I'm going to go through the other hole in the diamond. So if I hold it up like this where you can see, I'm going to come right back down through the other hole in the same diamond that I just added. I'm going to pull that thread, and then I'm going to pick up 2 more of these 11s, and I'm going to come back through the 6mm here so that it centers this above the 6mm. Now I'm going to reinforce this several times and then tie off this thread. So now once I have one component complete, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make another component exactly like I made the first one, except for not putting the little end piece on here. And we're ready to actually connect our 2 components together. So I have come out the exact same place that I did on this one so that I can start the connection. And I'm just going to lay my two components side by side just like this. I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 11s, a diamond, and 2 11s. So currently my thread is exiting to the left of this bead on my second component. So I'm going to go through the 6mm here on my first component, going from left to right. And you may have to wiggle that needle in there because those 6mm are a little bit tight on each side of it. There we go. Okay, so when you pull it, it's going to look just like this. Then I'm going to do 2 more 11s, and this time I'm going to go through the other hole in that same diamond that I just added. I'm going to pull that, and then I'm going to pick up 2 more 11s, and this time I'm going to go through the same 6mm that I started with on the second component, and I'm going to go through that bead from right to left and pull that so that now I have these 2 components connected, and you'll want to go ahead and reinforce your connection really good and then make however many components you're going to need to finish out your bracelet. Once you have the length of what you need, you're going to go ahead and do the last component exactly like we did the first component with the loop on the end. And then at that point, you are able just to come in and open up a jump ring, attach part of your clasp, open it up a little bit more here, and then I'm just going to attach this to the last loop here that I've made on my component and close that ring. And then I would do the same thing on this side. I would open my jump ring, attach the other part of my clasp, and I would attach it to the loop here on this end of the bracelet so that now I have my completed bracelet. Okay. So I just wanted to go ahead and answer a question that I know I'm going to get, and that is about bracelet sizing. Each of your components is going to be about 3/4 of an inch. And one thing you really want to pay attention to as you make this bracelet is tension. All the samples that I have made have come out to be a 6 3/4 to between a 6 3/4 and a 7-inch bracelet, and that is with 2/4. That's with 7 of the components like I showed you today. Now you can see here on the Easy Bracelet Sizer, you can see that it falls right there between that 6 3/4 and 7-inch mark. Now, I had a friend who helped me make some of the samples, and the orange sample is one that she made, and when I put it on, it was really big, and I was like, what's the deal? Because the same amount on hers went down to a 7.5. So I thought, what in the world is going on? And I started looking, and it's all about your tension. I started looking, and she has used very loose tension on her project. And so that means it's made the whole project actually a good bit, like 1/2 inch bigger than ones that I've done. So just be careful about your tension. If you want it more true to size, make sure you use a nice firm tension as you make your components. And I know someone also is going to ask, this little guy right here is called the Easy Bracelet at easybracelet.com. This is not one that we still carry anymore. I've had this thing for years and years. In fact, if you look right here where it says toddler, yeah, the toddler that I had chewed that when he was a toddler. So I have had this sucker for quite a while. They actually make an easy bracelet and the easy necklace. So you can still find those online at other online retailers. Also, don't forget, on last Monday's video, I showed you this really cool new bead tray from lakesidejewelry.etsy.com. Don't forget, in the comment section, if you order one of these from her, put in the coupon code Kelly Tray and you'll get free shipping for this little guy right here. I so hope that you enjoyed this project, and I want to thank Nicole Starman and Melinda Barta and all the gang at Starman Company for, number one, letting me be a part of the Trendsetters. I really enjoy this program. And number two, thanks so much for allowing me to do this video for everybody to see this great new bracelet project. And like I said earlier, if you want this pattern, you can find it on the Starman Facebook page or this link right here, right below me, to get the free pattern. All the other 11 patterns, as I stated at the beginning of the video, can be found at your local bead store or your favorite online retailer. The color samples that I showed you today, we will have actual bead kits available on my website, which is offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com, and they're going to come with all the beads that you would need to do the bracelet for my frozen Tundra bracelet. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.